As part of the Blood Money update for Red Dead Online on July 13th, we also got DLSS supports for NVIDIA RTX cards. As a lucky owner of an RTX 3070, I was waiting very patiently for this. RDR2 is still a demanding game for most PCs, even more so if you're like me and game on a 32-inch 4K monitor. For any of you who caught any of my Cyberpunk 2077 live streams, you'll know that I am a fan of this DLSS technology. It really does take a load off your PC while boosting your performance. My basic understanding on how DLSS works is it forces your game to run at a lower resolution and then upscales it to your desired resolution using a very smart AI. And when you're running a game at 4K, you can use every bit of help that you can get. So while I was testing it out just to kind of see for myself what kind of results I'll get with DLSS on Red Dead Redemption 2, I decided to make it interesting for myself and make a video on it. I'm not a huge expert on getting the most out of graphics cards as well as the settings in games, so I expect this to be more of a layman's approach just to kind of share my results. I built my PC primarily for video editing, but of course it can handle a few games as well. The graphics card I'm using is an NVIDIA RTX 3070, which is an awesome card, and I'm running that with an AMD 3900X processor, which has done everything I've needed to do so far. The monitor that I'm using is the BenQ EW3280U. This monitor has a 60Hz refresh rate, meaning that my main target for most games is 60 FPS. When I played Red Dead Redemption on PC, I usually just use the optimize button under the GeForce panel and let that adjust the settings for me, and pretty much everything was on high or ultra for the most part. I decided to run through all the DLSS settings as well as DLSS off on the benchmark that's built into Red Dead Redemption 2. When I was actually doing these benchmarks, I was running it on DirectX 12 API, which is what I used to normally run it on, but for some reason it started giving me problems after the update, so I started to use Vulkan primarily now. Again, it's worth noting that I am using OBS Studio to record this, and that is going to give me a 5 to 10% drop in FPS also. It didn't take long to see that there was a decent improvement in the FPS once DLSS was on. With DLSS off, I was averaging 37 FPS, and with it on, I was getting just shy of 60 FPS pretty consistently. I noticed though when I was running this at 60 FPS in game that there was some jaggedness on distant objects if I looked really close at it. For me, what actually solved this was turning the TA sharpening all the way down, so it was off completely. Not sure exactly why that helped, but it did for me anyway. The gains that you're getting from DLSS though are definitely worth it. I'm sitting really close to my monitor when I game also, and yeah, there might be a small degradation in the image quality, but you have to look really close to see that. And after a couple of seconds playing, I don't really notice it at all. The game just seems really smooth. I mean, if there is any degradation, I think the benefits of DLSS far outweigh the cons. It made Cyberpunk so much better to play, and it's making Red Dead Redemption 2 a lot better to play now. Also, I'll leave this finish off with the full benchmark test for those of you who want to see it through. At the end it does a little average FPS for the entire test. But let me know below if you are running DLSS on your PC for Red Dead Redemption 2 and what do you think of it. Also, if you think there's any settings I could adjust to make it even better, why not let me know. That's it. I'll catch you in the next one.